Hi everyone, and welcome to your next session around the experts. We're here to walk you through all things Vitality to help you out. If you didn't tune into the last one, my name is James Vickers, and also we've got my lovely colleague
Ryan. So we're the Vitality experts, and we're here to give you a helping hand with getting your colleagues engaged with Vitality to help you all make the most on what's on offer to you.
So yeah, the last session we did, Ryan, was last month. Seems like it was only yesterday, but I was walking Ryan through basically how you get started with Vitality. So you haven't tuned into that, you should have had an email with the recording on this so you can see that again. But it was basically an overview of helping your colleagues get started on Vitality, logging into MemberZone. So I think Ryan, you walked us through everything you did. I think you got through everything in the right order. So well done on that one. So we'll be asking Ryan again some of his expert opinion, obviously being quite new to Vitality. You've been with Vitality almost 4 months now, Ryan.
Yeah, 4 months, still here.
So we'll see how Ryan's been getting on. It's almost like a soap opera of Ryan's journey with Vitality.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's
you got to
session
tune in to see if I make it to the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you're still on probation. So
the dreaded P word.
Yeah. So basically these sessions that help you out as champs to utilize what you've got available to you with Vitality. So today's session is all around getting connected and start earning points. So this might be helpful for you as individuals, but hopefully you can give some of these messages straight through to your staff and to your colleagues to help them. If they haven't got connected, you can show them how to do so, which we'll talk about later on. But mainly we're going to be focusing on around earning the points. So with Vitality, the more you engage, the more points you earn. The more points you earn, the more rewards you can get. So throughout today, you can ask questions. Ryan, I think you're going to keep an eye on questions, hopefully better than you did last time. So if you have got any questions, then you can pop a question in the question box, and hopefully Ryan will put that across to us. So there will be a follow-up email as well after today with all of the information that we've talked about, plus a few other handouts. But also there is a handout in the handout section, which is our coaches program. So it's all around the sessions that we run every single month. So you'll find June's in there. I know we're a few days into June, but hopefully you can utilize the rest of the sessions that we've got coming this month. So earning points. When you started, Ryan, it was one of the first things I said, wasn't it? It was make sure you get your points to make sure you get from bronze to silver to start off with. So if I was to start and talk about everything around the status, around points, it can be quite overwhelming. So to help you guys out and to help you with your colleagues, I'm going to give you everything you need to know around understanding your health, helping you get healthier, and then helping you get rewarded. So this is the main 3 points that we're going to be looking at, but that's where that journey towards platinum, so getting from bronze to silver to gold to platinum, it's all around these 3 points. So understanding your health, we touched on last time, didn't we, Ryan, about the online health review, so finding out your vitality age and booking in for your health check. Today we might look a little bit more around getting healthier, but mainly our next session is going to be focusing on that a little bit more detail, and then also making the most of those rewards as well. So if I was to give you all of this information, so I don't think I designed this when you first started, Ryan, had I?
No, it was you're very proud once you'd created it.
So this is basically a roadmap to getting you from bronze to silver and then silver to gold, and then if you can work your way up to platinum, fantastic. So hopefully everyone who's watching this, so I know there's a few of you here that is going to take these messages forward, pass it on to your colleagues to help them get towards at least silver. I expect most people to get to silver. So hopefully you can let me know what status you are. Let us know what most of your workplace are. If you've got any platinum members in your workplace, then someone to hopefully you can aspire to be, and you can work your way up towards that platinum status. But all this information is, I'm going to try and break it down for you throughout today's session, but everyone will start, when they first start with Vitality, they'll start on bronze, but every single year you do also start on 0 points. So no matter what status you've earned the previous year, although you'll carry that status through, you'll still start on 0. So every single year you have to work through and get up to the next level and up to the next status. So last month, we started around getting started with Vitality, and that included the main points around completing your online health review. So once you've logged into MemberZone, you can do your online health review, which will give you your Vitality age. That'll give you 100 points. If you're a non-smoker, you get 100 points for that as well. So that's 200 points. And then if you book in for that vitality health check, so hopefully you've passed that information on to your colleagues, and a lot of people have already done these steps. So you can get up to 680 points just by doing those 2 things. That will get you almost there towards silver, but if you are a non-smoker, you get an additional 200 points when you complete that health check, and that will get you up to silver status. So understanding your health is a great starting block and great foundation to building your status throughout the year.
Yeah, so as James said, obviously it's great for getting points and getting silver, but more importantly, it does give you that insight on understanding your health and sort of seeing what impact your lifestyle is having on your health. So it generates something called your Vitality Age once you complete this sort of 10-15 minute questionnaire known as the Online Health Review. And this Vitality Age, as you can see here, you can then compare it to your actual age. So this person here is 38, but their Vitality Age is 42. Now, the good thing about the Online Health Review, it generates a bit of a personalized plan for you based on your answers. So it uses a bit of traffic light system. So things that are highlighted in green are things that you're doing well. Things that are highlighted in amber, perhaps you could have given a little bit of focus to, and those highlighted in red, perhaps you could really do with making a few changes, start making a few improvements on that. And then throughout the year, it's important to try and encourage people to update the Online Health Review to see how any lifestyle changes they've made have impacted their Vitality Age. So different people will be incentivized in different ways to do their Online Health Review. Some people, selling it as easy points will get them to the Online Health Review. But then even then, once they've sort of got their personalized plan, that can be enough to give them a bit of a push to start making some healthy lifestyle changes, and then they can check out what partners and partners and discounts they got access to through Vitality as well. For other people, they just want to know what their numbers are essentially, and that's then also when booking in for the Vitality Health Check, which all done virtually, is great because it gives you a bit of an insight on what impact your lifestyle's having under the surface. So finding out your blood cholesterol and blood glucose, as well as also taking a waist circumference measurement. So if you've done that yourself, you know that it's about 30 minutes on a video consultation with a Vitality clinician. Collect a small sample of blood. It depends how easily you bleed. I was actually okay, but I have spoken to a few people who've said it took a few different techniques to try and collect the blood. Send that out in the post, and then you get your results, and then that can be a bit of an incentive for people to start making a few actions if they notice that the blood cholesterol is a bit high or blood glucose is a little bit high as well. So 2 things there, enough to take you from bronze to silver without tracking any steps or doing any mindful minutes. But as we said, the main thing is it's helping you to understand your health and getting your colleagues to understand their health. So a good way to perhaps start the conversation is asking people if they know what their Vitality Age is. And if they don't, you can be there to then sort of give them the steps on what they've got to do to complete the Online Health Review and then book in for the health check.
Yeah, and that's exactly, we covered that in the first session that we did last month, but the main sort of message that you can get across to people is it's not there just to earn points. That might be enough for some people, but it's there to help you or help members understand what their starting point is. So like Ryan said, you can update this Vitality Age throughout the year and use it exactly what's there to be used as that to help you improve your health along the way right throughout the year. So Ryan, you always say to members, with the pandemic and everything happening, you've seen changes in your lifestyle even in the few months that you've been here. Obviously me being with Vitality for a while, I've seen this year particularly has been a big difference, whether it be activity levels have gone up because I can get out on my bike a lot more because I'm not traveling, or whether it be some weeks where your motivation's quite low and you might not be doing enough activity. You can update your Vitality Age and that Online Health Review to reflect that and start making changes. But just by understanding your health, that gets you up towards silver status. So you can get up to silver status, like Ryan said, without even tracking a step. Once you start getting a little bit more information around your health, you can start to make changes, and that's where you might start to link in with some of our partners and start tracking your activity levels. So you can do a Virgin Active fitness assessment, so you can go to a Virgin Active, book that in. You don't need to be a member, and you can get 120 points for that fitness assessment. So that's like an extension of understanding your health. It's all around your fitness levels. Things like check-ins at a dentist, so you can get 100 points for a dental checkup as well, and then you can start tracking your steps. So as you noticed here, I haven't even mentioned about connecting your devices. So once members and once your colleagues are sort of set up, they've understood their health, they need to start making changes and maybe getting a little bit more active along the way. That's what those activity points are all for. So you can start off just by tracking your steps using your phone. So I know you did this, Ryan, didn't you? So if I was to walk all you guys on the call, if I was to walk you through how you connect your devices, you might know it, but what a lot of people don't understand, that you don't need an activity tracker to earn points. So if you download the member app and connect your devices, it's relatively simple to start earning points.
Yeah, so for me, it was a case of I ordered my Garmin. I was still walking the dog every day. So I thought, well, I want to be getting points for these steps. So simply downloaded the member app, went on to the bottom right-hand corner, clicked on the 3 dots with more, and then went on to devices. Obviously, I didn't have my Garmin then, so I just connected Google Fit after I downloaded it, synced the two up together, and then made sure I had my phone in my pocket. There was a couple of occasions where I didn't have the phone in my pocket, so I was kicking myself a little bit. But lesson learned, and I made sure I had my phone in my pocket every time after that. Once then my Garmin arrived, I just added that on to connect to my member app, and then always got it on now, and make sure I'm getting my steps. If any points, anytime the points haven't come through, I do just go onto the Garmin app, resync it back up, and then it does put it all through back onto the Vitality member app. So if that has ever happened to you and you realise the points aren't coming through, it could just be a case of just resyncing your device back to the app, and then it should pull it through.
Exactly, and that's a few of the points that you might get a lot of questions from your colleagues around. Oh, my points aren't pulling through, what do I do, blah blah blah. But this page, obviously on the member app, is where you can make sure they're all linked. So any devices you want linking to the member app is all done through the app itself. So click on more at the bottom right hand corner. Like Ryan said, he connected Google Fit at the start, then connected Garmin when he got his Garmin device. But you can also connect Samsung Health, which has been announced in the last month or so. You can connect Samsung Health either just through your phone, or if you have a Samsung device, obviously that will work through Samsung Health. We've also got Withings, Fitbit, and Polar. They all link through the app in this way. So all you need to do is click on whichever device you want linking in, and then it will take you through a login step. So obviously you need to link. So for Garmin, for instance, it's Garmin Connect. That will link directly to the member app. So it's not actually your watch that's connecting to the member app, it's the Garmin account. So once you've linked your Garmin watch with Garmin, with the Garmin Connect, that account will then link to Vitality, and then your points will pull through. So like Ryan said, if you might have earned 12,500 steps on your watch, but Vitality haven't got the points there yet because it isn't on Garmin Connect. So make sure that all your points are on your device's app itself, and then that will link directly to Vitality. So just make sure that happens first off. And like I said, new partner that we announced recently was Samsung Health. So if you do have members who haven't been able to earn points because they haven't had one of the compatible devices, Samsung Health is a new partner as well. So if don't think there's another phone that you wouldn't use Google Fit, Apple Health, or Samsung Health. I think that covers everything. So if members say, I don't have an activity tracker, I can't earn points, then they can just through carrying their phone around. Unfortunately, it is just steps, but it just means that you can get some points, like Ryan said, walking the dog, or just being a little bit more active on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So once you've connected, it's all about earning points.
Yeah, so obviously one way to earn points, as James just mentioned, is by hitting your different step targets. So using the apps like James just mentioned, Apple Health, Google Fit, or Samsung Health, or if you've got a Withings device, you can earn the points through steps by, if you hit 7,000 steps, you'll earn 3 points. If you get over 10,000 steps, you'll earn 5 points. If you're smashing it and achieve over 12,500 steps, you will earn yourself 8 points.
Interested to know, Ryan, what's your average step count?
It does vary. I make sure on the weekend I definitely hit 12,500 steps. I do play football on Monday, so unless I'm feeling very lazy. No, I've never not hit it on a Monday when I've played football. There are a few days where I just miss out on 10,000 steps, but I do like to make up for it. So I think on the whole, the average, I'm over 10,000 steps for the week. How about you? I'll put you on the spot now.
You put me on the spot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the points I earn, well, we're just going to touch on it a little bit when you earn your points through heart rate. That's mainly where I earn my points. So on a daily basis, if I go out on my bike, I'm still not getting steps. It's all around heart rate. But normally, if I'm even working just in and around the house, this isn't like going out for a walk or anything. I might hit sort of 2,500, and that's if I'm sat at my computer. I get up and move around. So one thing I was getting across is it doesn't have to be going out for an hour's walk, doesn't have to be going out for 2 hours walk to try and get those steps. Being more active on a daily basis and integrating that into your workplace, into your colleagues, and helping them understand that it doesn't mean that you have to take, you know, a big walk on your lunch break, or, you know, I'm finishing early because I'm going to go out for a walk of an evening. Using things like your commute time if you're working from home, or even if you are commuting, you know, getting off the bus or the train a little bit earlier, you're parking your car further away. You can slowly but surely start to see those steps creep up towards at least 7,000, and being a little bit more active on a daily basis, not setting out to go and do a walk, but being a little bit more active. Like I say, working from home, if I don't leave the house during my work day, at least I can get to sort of 12,500. So if I do need to go for a walk for an evening, I don't need to go out for an hour, 2 hours to try and get it. I only need to do a relatively short walk. So being active on a daily basis is a great way to increase your step count. And if you can encourage your colleagues to do that through whichever way you see fit, obviously it's a great way to make sure that people can earn points.
Yeah, I think in a way you almost inconvenience yourself trying to get your steps in. So
Yeah.
I always talk about if the kettle's boiling or you're waiting for the microwave to ping, you know, go and do something upstairs or in another room, and it just gets those extra steps. You know, convenience is dropping the kids off in the car. But if you're now working from home and you've got the time to, you know, try and do the walk or park further away and then walk the kids to the gate. So things like that, just going out your way a little bit, parking further away from offices or shops, and it does add up. But do make sure if you're using Google Fit that you've got your phone in your pocket. Don't leave it in the car if you're walking them to the gate.
Rookie mistake if you miss that.
We did have one. Oh, sorry, go on. It does link into the next bit. We've had a question, and it is about people cycling and using Google Fit. So as James mentioned, it won't pick it up because it's not steps. However, you have got the discount of different devices, so that's perhaps where you can, you know, send people to have a little look at different devices that track heart rate. So if they are, you know, keen cyclists, then they can perhaps see if any devices take their fancy. But yeah, we do want to encourage some form of activity that does increase your heart rate, as you know, if you are improving your cardiovascular fitness, it does help reduce the risk of different diseases. So this is, well, you can use Garmin, Polar, Fitbit, and Samsung devices that can track your heart rate. These do also track your steps as well, though. And if you exercise or do activity at 60% of your maximum heart rate and achieve this for over 30 minutes, you'll earn 5 points. If you can get it over the 60-minute mark, you'll earn 8 points. If you increase the intensity a little bit, so it's at 70% of your maximum heart rate, achieve this for over 30 minutes and you'll get 8 points.
And that's it. We both did a presentation the other week, didn't we, Ryan? And someone said, I don't have an activity tracker. I don't really want to wear an activity tracker throughout the day. What ways can I earn points because I'm a keen cyclist and a keen swimmer? An activity tracker, you know, Garmin, Polar, Fitbit, Samsung, or the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch and Samsung might be the type of device that you'd wear all day, every day. But if you have an activity tracker or a wrist-based heart rate tracker, so mine is a wrist-based heart rate tracker, that can track my heart rate during exercise. So you can have it on all day if you want, or if you are cycling or you are swimming, you can just pop it on during that hour and a half, however long you're going out for, and track your heart rate during that specific time, and then you can take it off and pop it back on charge, pop it in your gym bag if you go to the gym, whatever, just to track your activity during that allotted time. So I know over the weekend I very rarely wear my activity tracker, because unless I'm doing exercise, so once I go out on the bike on a Saturday morning, I'll take it off and I'll put another watch on. So it doesn't have to be wearing it all times. So if you do have colleagues who are worried about, I don't want to wear an activity tracker all the time, just buy one that might be the cheapest one available. So like Ryan said, discounts on Garmin, on Samsung, on Polar and Fitbit, you can get up to 40% off some of those activity trackers. So it brings the price right down. I think the cheapest one could be about, I think it's around 70, 80 pound. And then you can just wear it during your exercise to you know, track your activity during that half an hour up to an hour session. Any other way of earning points?
Yeah, so that's through our partners. So you don't need advice for these, but if you go and visit a partner gym, then you can earn 5 points. So when we say visit a partner gym, we do want you to do some form of activity once you're there, not just testing out the coffee at the different clubs. If you enjoy parkruns, obviously once they're back up and running, you can earn 5 points for volunteering at a parkrun, or you can get 8 points for completing a parkrun. Now that doesn't have to be finishing in the top 5 or 10. That can be walking the parkrun, that can be jogging the parkrun, going at a pace that you're comfortable with and trying to build it up. So I've heard stories about people taking their dogs on the parkrun. I know my dog would definitely get me in first place, whether I'd be on my feet by the end of it. She'd just be dragging me along towards the end, and people pushing prams and whatnot. So doing something that's a bit fun, but go at a pace that you're comfortable with and obviously enjoy it.
Yeah, and part of our Step into Summer campaign as well, we've got the offer with Peloton. So if you complete a 20-minute workout or more with Peloton, the qualifying workouts with them, things like the HIIT sessions and stuff that they run online, then you can get 5 points for completing one of those. They do take a little bit longer, those points to show on your profile as well. So just bear with us. Obviously, with that, it does take a little bit longer for that link to happen. But you can do that all and find out more information around all of these partners and all the rewards on Member Zone. So all these activities, all these points that you earn go towards your active rewards, which you can get on a weekly basis, a monthly basis. But find out more information on Member Zone, just click on Get Rewarded, and all of those partners will show up there for you. But those points, like I say, they all add up towards your active rewards, but they also go up towards your status, which is what we're talking about the whole way through today, to try and get you from bronze up to silver, up to gold, then hopefully up to platinum. So other ways that you can earn points as well as your activity levels is mindfulness. You can link your Headspace through Google Fit or through Apple Health, the same way that we've just shown you through the member app. And by doing 10 minutes of mindfulness, you can get 2 points, maximum of 2 points per day, maximum of 6 points per week. And you can get up to, add that up throughout the week, so you can get 6 points per week, adding that to your activity. So whether that be walking, whether that be tracking your heart rate, doing that half an hour to an hour exercise, whether that be through our partners or tracking your activity yourself, you can start to build your points throughout the year. You've got that solid foundation, like I said earlier, of understanding your health, and all these points that you can earn through your activity levels, through mindfulness, you can start to build up throughout your status to try and get towards gold. So you can get up to gold. I think you can get up to gold in around 4 months. Ryan, you've been with Vitality about 4 months.
Yeah,
how are you getting on?
2 days off, being here for 4 months. So we've got 5 days till our renewal as well, and I need to get 22 points. So I've worked it out, and yeah, I think I can get there with about 12 points spare. So just make sure I probably will go for a walk after I finish today, just to make sure.
So Ryan's proved this possible. It makes it sound like I've been really fortunate to try and get to gold. But I'll put myself under the spotlight here. So I am on a joint plan with my partner. So my wife, she's been working really hard this year as well. So she started doing more exercise. I started doing more exercise, and similar to Ryan, only that we've got to try and get to platinum. So we've got it was 5 days until we renew, and I think we can get a maximum of 120 points from now until we renew. So not quite far off. We've got 80 points to go, so we can get there. Hopefully we do, but it can sort of give you that little bit of a push to do a little bit more activity. But the idea is to build those foundations and build those habits. So with your colleagues, you might say, why do I need to get to these status? We'll touch on that a little bit later on, but it's also a bit of a sense of accomplishment. So I don't know about you, Ryan, have you enjoyed trying to work your way towards gold?
Yeah, I think it's been a bit of an incentive. And one of the questions when you asked about if anyone's hit platinum, someone said, yeah, they've managed to get to platinum, so well done. They've said it really focuses them. So I guess because they've had that sort of incentive, otherwise it's very easy. Perhaps look at the weather and think it's a bit, well, you wouldn't be saying it at the moment, but you might be saying it's a bit cold, I don't really fancy going out. Whereas if you know you want to be earning the points, doing something to just try and earn the points. Like I said, the points might be the only bit that incentivizes people, but you're still going to be getting healthier along the way. So yeah, they come hand in hand really. So whichever one really drives people, you obviously get the benefit of both of them really.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that I can sort of mirror as well with some of now we're so close to getting to platinum, and we need to work hard to get there over the next couple of days. It makes me think those days in the winter where I was like, oh, I could go for a run, but no, I'll just switch my laptop off and I'll go and sit in front of the telly. It makes you think, well, why didn't I just go for a run? And one thing me and my wife always say to each other is, you never regret doing exercise, unless you get injured, but that's by the by. But you never regret doing it. You only ever regret not doing it. So if you wake up one day and you say, I'll go for a run this morning, and you don't go, you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh, I wish I would have gone. I wish I would have got 8 points today. I had every opportunity to go and I decided against it. So hopefully you can start getting those habits going. And one thing, I know a lot of people say, well, I only earn points to get the rewards, and that's great. But the biggest reward you get through earning these points is not the gold state, it's not the platinum state, it's not the rewards that are associated with it. It's improving your health. And that's one thing that I'd like to get across to you guys as champs, is to sort of send that message throughout your colleagues is, yes, Vitality will give you the opportunity to earn rewards through those points, but by earning those points and establishing those routines, establishing those good habits, you can start to get healthier along the way. So getting to gold is a great achievement, and getting to platinum can be a great achievement as well. So trying to push towards that, but those health habits are stuff that will last with you for a long time. So if you are struggling to get towards platinum, there are other things, like we said, a dental checkup, but also things like an eye test, which is evidence that you are supporting your own health. Going for an eye test, taking part in parkrun if you're more sociable, that is a great way to earn those points to get towards platinum. So if you've got to gold, you want to get to platinum, and you haven't quite got those healthy habits, and you're not quite earning 40 points every week, things like I said, a dental checkup, doing park runs, like Ryan says, you don't have to run, you don't have to finish in the top 10. It's all around sort of completing it and having that sense of achievement, and that can help you get towards platinum. So helping your colleagues get to platinum is all around building those healthy routines. And we want to give you a few tips and hints that how you can improve your colleagues' health and how you can improve your colleagues' engagement with the Vitality program. It's not just there to sort of, like I say, just to give you rewards. It's there to help you with improving health and building those healthy habits. So we'll take you through about 5. I think we've put 5 points, five sort of tips that we can do. So first one, Ryan, do you want to take us through the first 3? I'll take us through the last 2.
Yes, we've got the monthly coaching program, which you can see on the handout. So again, sending this on to colleagues, perhaps trying to get a group of you to try some new things. If you have got a heart tracking app, or if you've got a device, it's a way to earn points. Also, it's a good way to get a group of people doing things as a bit of an incentive. If you know that other colleagues are doing something, it gives you something to talk about. Why not set up a Teams meeting, take part in the exercise class, and it gives you that sort of virtual group feeling. It's sort of doing it all together, and you can have a bit of a catch up afterwards, perhaps like you would do at an exercise class in person. So check out the handout, see if there's anything on there that takes your fancy. I always use Louise Butler's Pilates as an example. So James pushed me to give that a try when I first started. Wasn't too keen on trying it, but I must say I quite enjoyed it. I did ache in places that I didn't really, muscles that I didn't realize I had. But I enjoy doing something a bit different, and I do try and get out of my way to add it into my routine every now and then. So get other people involved, and they might try something they wouldn't have tried before, and they might enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And the second one is active meetings. So if you're having a bit of a catch up and it doesn't need to be done at the desk, why not ring up the colleague, or do a Teams meeting on the phone and try and incorporate some active meetings. So can you go for a walk and have the conversation, a bit of a catch up? The other example I give is trying to encourage people, if they're on the phone and don't need to be there at the desk, just walking up and down as well in the room. So yes, you might think it's only perhaps an extra couple of 100 steps, but those steps add up. But more importantly, it gives people that break from sitting down on their chair, which not only benefits them in terms of their physical activity, it gives them that break, it removes them away from staring at a screen, so it's good for their eyes, but also the musculoskeletal health, which it's been shown that working from home, people are sitting down a lot more, and it it can be damaging to your musculoskeletal health. So try and be a bit more active in your meetings where you can.
Yeah, and the other things you can do as well, like you say, musculoskeletal health there, is sort of incorporating stretching into the, like taking that time out at the start or the end of a meeting and say, right, just have 5 minutes to do some desk stretches or stretches sort of in and around the desk area to help loosen people's sort of shoulders, necks and stuff like that. It's a good idea to sort of, might not earn you points, but it can help improve health as well.
Yeah.
Third one.
Yeah, so activity groups. So perhaps using an app to share different activities. So an example is Strava. So although you can't get points using Strava, you can obviously see what activities other people are doing, and you can give kudos to people who have been doing different types of activity, done different routes. Perhaps some people are doing couch to 5k, tracking it on there, and you can see their progress. So it creates a bit of a community feel. You can do some different activities on there. So something I've been pushing recently, perhaps a picture challenge where you set a challenge of trying to draw a picture with doing your route on Strava, and whoever does the best picture gets a little bit of a reward. I would say keep it clean. I must say I've seen some people do this, and although it wasn't their intention to have a rude picture, it's certainly been interpreted being a bit rude by some other people. Just one other thing, we have had a few questions. What's that?
I was going to say, we did say before, is you could keep it clean by maybe doing your company logo or something like that. That might be a bit keen. But yeah, to do a bit of a challenge like that, it keeps it a little bit interesting. Go on, we got some questions to say, Ryan.
Makes it fun. We got some questions, but I was just going to say we've only got 2 more points, and then we'll run through those.
Oh, cool. So yeah, the other points. Track the activity points. I know you're obviously tracking it personally through the Vitality app, but using sort of anything that you can think of, centralizing all these points. So if people are earning 40 points, even keeping a tally of how many times they achieve 40 points in a week, or you can set a target for everyone to earn each week. But it obviously can be a bit difficult to try and compete with each other. But if someone's really proud of earning 40 points in a week, keep a note of it and sort of say, well done, so and so has achieved 40 points this week. Or yeah, like I say, using sort of a chart to track everyone's points and everyone's progress, and sort of helping people, make it a little bit more of a social situation. More people are working together and pushing each other to go a little bit further. So like Ryan said there, with apps that can help sort of push people to do a little bit more activity. They give rewards or like medals when you get a personal best, for instance, like that. So if someone is achieving more points than they did the previous week, then it's a way of sort of giving them recognition for doing that, and sort of tracking their progress through that, and getting everyone involved with that sort of process and that celebration. And then also the same with the status. So as you build up through the status from bronze to silver, could you do something within your organization that celebrates that, whether it be a message on a staff forum, whether it be on an email every month, well done to these members who have actually achieved silver over the last month, or who have achieved gold over the last month. Celebrate that success. And it's really, really important to give people that sense of achievement. And like I say, at the moment I trying to achieve platinum, and it's just myself that is obviously trying to achieve it with my wife, and we sort of, we're pleased if we will be pleased when we get there. But yeah, if you've got staff that are sort of working towards those status, can you celebrate that success as you go on? And it just brings me on to, we didn't really mention it on when you get up to platinum status, but it gives you more rewards around some of our travel partners, whether that be Expedia or Mr. and Mrs. Smith Hotels. You can check out more information around how your status affects the discounts with those partners. You can find out more information on MemberZone, so click on Get Rewarded and you can find out all that information there. So yeah, your status, I want to just sort of reiterate, it's around improving those healthy habits, more so than earning points, more so than getting the status itself. Helping you sort of establish those healthy routines is a great way to go. So that's pretty much everything from us. So Ryan, you said you got some questions?
Yeah, so the first one was, is there a way BMI could be amended to something more accurate, e.g. waist diameter? BMI is so inaccurate for muscled people or women. So I guess for that one, for the health check, you do get a paper tape to then take a waist circumference measurement. So that's obviously down on there. I know BMI has got a limit in terms of, like you said, if someone is very sporty and got a higher muscle mass, then Obviously, this doesn't take consideration your weight, so it doesn't determine how much of that is body fat or how much of that is muscle. So yeah, I think if you're aware that your BMI isn't overweight or whatever it is classed as, obviously if you're aware that your muscle mass is a bit higher, then obviously I know it's not great in terms of the points. I don't believe there's a way it'd be able to be amended, but like I said, there is the waist circumference that will obviously you'll be able to get the points for.
Yeah, and that's why we take the waist circumference as well to give another measurement to make sure it is done obviously on that basis. So yeah, correct, Ryan.
Yeah. Another point towards my probation. How does the park run link to your rewards? Do you have to add it manually once complete? So
yeah, so your park run on your park run profile. So if you go on when you log into Parkrun, the same way you get your barcode for the when you take part in Parkrun, there'll be a little bit in there where you can put your Vitality membership number. So that's how it'll link to your Vitality profile. So yeah, go through Parkrun, and then there should be a space that'll put in your membership number in there, and that'll link directly to us.
Someone did say it does make me lazier on a Sunday when I've already got my 40 points though. So yeah, I guess you do lose the incentive a bit, but at least you've achieved the activity points during the week. So obviously we do encourage you to still be active even if you're not getting the points. And obviously you can then carry the momentum into the following week.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it as well. You don't need to be active every single day. At the end of the day, we want to help you get a little bit more active. If you are earning sort of 7 points, 8 points, however many points you might be earning in a day, we want to try and get you to be a little bit more active than you would normally. And if you earn 40 points before the end of the week, then a well-earned rest. You need to rest and you need to recover. So don't worry about that. Just hopefully, like Ryan says, you take those healthy habits into the following week as well.
Okay, so this one, it's a bit of a long one. Is there any way to vary the allocation of points? Because at the moment you get nothing at the weekend if you're active Monday to Friday, even if you've run a marathon, which I did recently. Congrats on completing the marathon, to be fair. That's just want to mention that. Also, it's all or nothing for anything but steps. 29 minutes of running gets you nothing.
Yeah, so that's the one thing. The reason why we want to keep it the targets are there or targets to be reached with your activity levels. Obviously, a marathon, yeah, you're only going to get a maximum of 8 points for completing a marathon. And if you did the marathon just for points, then I'm sorry, you only get 8 for it. I'm pretty sure you got something more out of that marathon or completing that marathon than just 8 points. If you do complete some of the Vitality events, so like the Vitality 10,000, for instance, you will get extra points for that as well, and you can link that in when you book your place at those Vitality events. But in terms of tracking your activity on a day-to-day basis, yeah, it is based on those targets. So for something that I've done, it's just raising your heart rate above that threshold. So if I run a 5K, it might take me 25 or less than 30 minutes. I'll leave my watch running while I cool down, while I do some stretching, and my average heart rate does hit the threshold, so above 70% for 30 minutes or more. So make sure that you do tick over that 30-minute marker. I've done it a few times where I was in the garden the other week and my watch had started because my heart rate was up while I was gardening, and I did it for I think about 48 minutes or something, so I didn't reach the full hour, so I didn't get any points for it, which was unfortunate. But trying to be a little bit more active for that longer period of time, include your warm up, include your cool down, and just make sure it tips over that half an hour or the hour marker to get your points. So unfortunately, yeah, with marathons and stuff, you don't get any extra points for it. But if you're doing it just for points, then maybe just run a 5K and sort of keep your watch on for make sure it ticks over half an hour.
How do we track people's points? So I'm guessing this was due to the last slide. Is there a way for us to see the points of other people in our organisation? So I guess that would be if they volunteer to basically either show you or you can take their word for it. I guess the people who are willing to volunteer are either going to be active or actually use it as a bit of an incentive to get active. I guess you can't force everyone to do it, but I think if it's, as long as it's done in a nice supportive way, and perhaps don't set the bar too high. If you've got people currently hitting 5, 5 to 10 points a week, for example. If you set the bar at, basically you've got to hit 40 activity points, they're going to lose interest if they're currently struggling to hit 5 or 10. So, do try and consider those people and support them to get a bit more active. And I always say when I speak to people, if you're currently just getting 12 activity points for a reward or whatnot, think of the health benefits if you push it to 20, and then once you hit 20 and that's comfortable, 25 or 30, and then they'll hit 40 in no time.
Yeah, well, that's something that you can do, like Ryan said, if you are to set a target, even like for the month of July, we're trying to get everyone to achieve at least 12 points for one of the weeks in July. And people who are earning 40 points, they'll earn 40 points anyway. But if you can try and get people who are inactive a little bit more active, so maybe saying, this month we want to try and get everyone to at least earn 12 points one of those weeks in July, it could be something that you can help. So does someone get from not doing anything to start tracking their steps, to start being a little bit more active by walking a little bit more or what have you, and earning 12 points, like Ryan says, has those health benefits from going from 0 to 12 points. And then, you might go later in the year and say, right, we did 12 points, can we go to 20? And so on and so forth. So yeah, the people who are earning 40 points, they might earn 40 points anyway. Like a lot of you on this call will probably earn 40 points a week anyway if you are very active. But those people that you're trying to aim this at and people you're trying to improve might be those people who are earning no points. So if you can get them to link their devices 1 month, the next month try and get them to earn 12 points at least 1 week, and so on and so forth, and you can build it up. It's just a good way of trying to help you increase that engagement. Any more questions, Ryan?
No, that was it. We've had a few thank yous, but yeah, that seems to be all. So if there are any other questions, if you fire them over nice and quickly. But yeah,
there was a question that we got beforehand, so when you guys registered, you would have asked questions if you had any, and there was one around an email if there is issues with Vitality, whether that be points, whether that be whatever. The best place to go for that is through MemberZone. So MemberZone, and then you click on I think it's a question mark in a circle, and that'll take you through to contact us. So you can contact someone directly through there. So if you're having issues around anything to do with your Vitality, you can go through MemberZone. You can chat on, well, I know you can chat on Facebook. You can also send them a WhatsApp or an email, or you can call them. So all those details are on MemberZone. So if you are wondering where you go, if you've got Vitality issues, the best place is MemberZone, and then click on contact us, and that'll take you through to all the ways that you can contact us. The other questions I think we answered. So connecting a Fitbit device, we already talked about that through the member app, and then the status levels and rewards, that is all based on MemberZone. So click on the Get Rewarded page, and that'll take you through to everything you need to know. So thanks very much for taking the time to listen. I know there's a few of you still around, and some people might have had to drop off a little bit early. This will be sent out in an email afterwards. So if you attended the last one, you would have saw that helpful email that got sent out, and that will be sent out again with a few more bits which are more aligned to what we've talked about today, to earning points, helping you get a little bit more active and helping your colleagues earn those different status. The next session we're going to be running, sorry, go on, Ryan.
I was going to say, we have had another question just come through, just about that deadline, I think. Do you think Vitality will award points for vaccinations?
So at the moment, you get points for like an influenza vaccination. So if you have the flu vaccine and you qualify for it, you can get points for it. If they ask any question around COVID, there is nothing in my knowledge that suggests that we're getting points for the COVID vaccination. But I haven't heard anything of the sort. So unfortunately not. There are other ways you can earn points through things like through doctor's checks and stuff like that. All of that is on MemberZone. I'll put that in the email as well to make sure you've got a link to that helpful article that I know is out there about how you can earn points. But yeah, COVID vaccinations aren't being issued with points as far as I'm aware right now. So yeah, that's the last question. The only thing for me to do is to let you know about the next session that we're going to be running. It's going to be a little bit different to the last two sessions. Obviously, these are all around the Vitality program, or how you got started, how you can earn the different status and earn those points. But the 8th of July is going to be the next one. Me and Ryan are going to be here, hopefully. And then we'll be talking about how you can use Vitality to improve health. So that is either through our partners on an individual level or as a company, how you can use Vitality to improve the health of you and your colleagues. So I hope you are interested in that. Make sure you look out for the email, which will be going out later this month, and you can register for that. Like I say, it's the 8th of July. As far as I'm aware, it's going to be the same time, so it'll be 4 o'clock. So make sure you tune in for that. But hopefully you found it helpful. Thanks very much for tuning in. We enjoy these things. We enjoy helping you guys out. Any feedback, any questions you've got, by all means, pop it in the feedback form when you leave today's session. But thanks very much for taking the time. Enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the week, and enjoy the weekend. So thanks, Ryan.
Yep, thank you.
No problem. I'll see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.